In the very near future, we will inevitably witness a war with Iran, and in this video, I will tell you why this war is inevitable and what facts indicate it. There is an alliance of nations that could oppose Iran. They are Turkey, Israel, Saudi Arabia, the United States, and even Ukraine. Over the past year, the Iranian regime has become highly radicalized and is a threat to the entire world community. Of course, Iran threatens the countries of the Middle East and especially Israel the most, but already now, Iranian drones harm Ukraine every day, destroying its energy infrastructure, and very soon, Iran may cause the largest energy crisis in world history. Now I will tell you about the Iranian regime's insidious plans. Iran has no allies. It is an outcast country like North Korea, but they have recently started cooperating very closely with Russia. The Ayatollah regime hopes to get nuclear technology from Russia in order to consolidate its power. Iran's supreme leader Khamenei believes that if he has a nuclear bomb, he and his regime will rule forever and dictate their will to everyone around them. In recent months, Iran has been shaken by mass protests, with tens of thousands of Iranians protesting against the rigidity of the dictatorship. But Khamenei does not listen to his people. Recently, the Iranian regime issued a verdict to execute all 14,000 imprisoned protesters. In order to retain its power, the regime goes to extreme cruelty to intimidate its people, and Khamenei also wants to shift the attention of its citizens to foreign policy. In order to do this, they are willing to go to war with the world around them. But above all, they want to build their nuclear weapons at a rapid pace. Authoritative Western media claims that Russia may transfer nuclear technology to Iran as soon as possible. The US, Turkey, and Israel cannot allow this to happen. That's why it will certainly be necessary to be proactive. An aggressive regime armed with nuclear weapons would be an existential threat to the entire Middle East and Eastern Europe, and indirectly to the world. Iran is dangerous for three reasons. First, the Iranian regime has real aggressive plans. They want to destroy Israel, and this is their official military doctrine. They want to conquer and take control of Iraq because Shiite Muslims, co-religionists, live there. They want to take control of Syria and Lebanon. They want to undermine the power of Saudi Arabia and the rich countries of the Persian Gulf, as well as subjugate Yemen and Oman. The Iranians also have plans for Azerbaijan, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, and Turkey. In general, almost all countries surrounding Iran could suffer from its aggressive policies. Second, Iran already has the ability to inflict great damage on its enemies. The war in Ukraine proved the effectiveness of Iranian kamikaze drones. Just a few hundred cheap drones like the Shahed 136 damaged 50% of Ukrainians' energy infrastructure. But Iran has other drones as well. The new Arash 2 carries 5 times the power of the Shahed and is capable of carrying 250 kilograms of TNT. One such drone can completely demolish a 5-story building down to the foundation. Theoretically, Iran can use drones to wage quite a successful war against its neighbors. For example, 300 to 500 Shahed 136 drones could completely destroy the entire oil industry of Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, and the Arab Emirates. This will provoke incredible increases in oil fuel prices around the world, leading to even greater inflation and the shutdown of thousands of businesses around the world. The world will be plunged into a crisis of unbelievable proportions. Perhaps because of this crisis, Western countries will once again be forced to buy oil from Russia, thereby sponsoring yet another army of terrorists. Iran could use the same tactics against Israel. The drone war would be especially painful for Israel because they have a very small territory and all production is very concentrated. 200 to 300 drones could completely destroy Israel, and the Iranians would not need to use the army to do so. Modern Western missile defense systems can shoot down only 70% of Iranian drones. The fact is that the Iranians are launching them in flocks, several dozen at a time. Moreover, the hull and propeller of these drones are made of wood, which makes them hard to see on radar. Theoretically, Iran could produce and launch thousands of such drones, as their production is very cheap. For example, the Shahed drone cost only $20,000. In fact, the Iranians have invented a new type of remote terrorist warfare. The idea is to use cheap drones to destroy energy infrastructure and industrial plants. And this tactic has been well tested in Ukraine and has proven its effectiveness. Now Ukraine is on the verge of an energy disaster because of Iranian drones. Third, when Iran gets a nuclear bomb, with or without Russian help, it will become an almost insurmountable threat. The Iranian regime is confident that once they have a nuclear bomb, no one will dare to attack them. Iran has missiles capable of delivering nuclear warheads to a distance of up to 700 kilometers. Theoretically, Iran could bomb Israel with nuclear weapons from Syria or Iraq. Once the Iranian regime has nuclear weapons, war against Iran will become even more difficult. We will get another North Korea, only much stronger and more dangerous. I'm sure that this is well understood in Israel, in the United States, and in NATO. So a war against Iran will be preventative, to prevent the appearance of nuclear weapons there. I'm also sure that a war against Iran would begin immediately, as soon as American and Israeli intelligence has enough facts and evidence that Iran is close to building a nuclear bomb. A hypothetical war against Iran would involve the United States, Israel, and Turkey. I even have a suspicion that Turkey could take the lead in this war. The fact is that Turkey is fighting for leadership in the Islamic world, and if they can defeat the Iranian regime, they will create a good reputation as saviors of the Muslim world. By the way, Turkey has a large land army and borders with Iran. The Turkish army could physically enter Iran with the support of US and Israeli aircraft. Against such an alliance, Iran has no chance. Russia will not help Iran because Russia has huge problems on the Ukrainian front. Therefore, Iran will clearly lose in this war.